Alright, Coffee and Sports. I'm going to go ahead and play every game of Week 7 of the PFL. There'll be very little commentary. I'm just going to do this as if, how I do this when I'm not talking to anybody. Alright, so got my Week 7 schedule jotted down here, LA and Indy. So, here we go, Los Angeles and Indianapolis. I've already put these cards in order, so it'll save me time based on their schedule. Alright, here, LA, 5-1. Indy is 3-3. Again, I won't talk a lot. This is about just playing. Alright, so weather, good. Injuries, oops, nope, and no. So we're healthy. First quarter. Alright, first quarter, Los Angeles going to score a touchdown. Whoop, 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 whoop. 9, 10 minus 1, so it's still going to score a touchdown. Indy is 10, plus 3, plus 4. Indy ought to blow these guys up. LA's going to score a touchdown. It's going to be a pass. So it is LA. It is the worst quarterback in the league. Pro throw with a 4-yard pass to the running back, Haley. PAT. 7's going to be a shutout. Plus 4, 11. No, they're going to get a field goal. So Indy, with that bonus, is going to get a field goal from Polk. That field goal is 26. Okay, second quarter. So, folks, it is 7-3 Los Angeles. LA is going to score a touchdown. That touchdown is an 82-yard return. So it'll be a kick return. So, a kick return by King. 82-yard kick return. PAT. And plus 4 for Indy, 11, another field goal for Polk. Indy, Polk, 46-yard field goal. They're in trouble, folks. It's 14-6. Indy's going to have to start scoring touchdowns here. 5 plus 4 is 9. They're going to get a field goal barely. Polk, 42. So Indy's struggling despite a plus 20% scoring percentage. 11 minus 1 is 10. It's going to be a field goal for LA. LA's field goal kicker is Spikes. 28-yard field goal. And fourth quarter underway. Unbelievable. So Polk for 3, 3-3. It is 17-9. Indy's got to score 9. Plus 4 is 13. Oh, 13's going to give them 6. A touchdown with a missed PAT to run for the fullback. Fullback, 1-yard run. Fail. It's going to give Indy 6. Poor Indy. No defense in this game, though. 16. 16 is a touchdown. Minus 1's 15. It's still a touchdown. 1-yard run for their fullback. So their fullback gets a 1-yard run. PAT's good. And, folks, Los Angeles gets their first victory of the year on the road in Indy. Unbelievable. So Indy is going to win this 24. They are 1-5-1. And that's going to be 9-15, a bizarre score. Guess what? Indy, folks, has dropped 3 games in a row. They are 3-4. So this is week 7. And I'm going to come over here and jot in highlights. So LA wins 24. 15 makes them 1-5-1. Indy falls to 3-4. Indy struggling. LA's going to have a touchdown. Again, nobody for LA's been a big leader, so I'm going to record that return. So King with a kick return TD. And Indy had 3 field goals from Polk. Polk 3 for 3 in field goal attempts, for what that's worth. All right, next up, San Diego at Mesa. You get an idea how quickly I can play these games. I'm tracking everything. San Diego at Mesa. Alright, and this now goes in my records file for stat tracking. Alright, San Diego is 3-2-1. San Diego and Mesa 4-2. Mesa took control of the division after week 6 in their gigantic head-to-head victory over Indy. They beat Indy very bad. All right, so San Diego, let's check weather. Good. Injuries. Whoops. Injuries, no. And no. So both teams are healthy, so no injuries. First quarter, it's going to be San Diego. San Diego is plus 10 versus 8. It's going to be plus 2 today. Mesa is 13. 7 is plus 6, plus 7. Mesa is the most prolific scoring team I've had in the history of the PFL. And I have a feeling we're going to see a show today for Mesa. I don't necessarily shuffle these because I don't mind seeing everything come up that could come up in the league. Plus, it means I won't see that 82-yard kick return for 4 times in 1 week. So I kind of go through the deck before I shuffle, which also speeds up time. All right, but you can shuffle if you want to your deck. All right, San Diego, here we go. San Diego with a plus 2. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Here we go, 21. 21's 10 points. So San Diego gets rolling with a Davis field goal of 40. And then San Diego's going to get a touchdown. This is going to be a 42-yard run for their big back, baby. Oh, Bass. 42-yard run, PAT. And San Diego's up 10-0. Add 7 to this. 19 plus 7 is 26. 21 points for Mesa Machine. Mesa has been just prolific. 11-yard run for their halfback. Dunning is a stud. 11-yard run, PAT. By the way, that's 21 points. Their next score is a pass. So their quarterback, Andrews, also a stud. They were in the championship game a couple of years ago, but could not beat Dayton. I think it was Dayton. 11-yard pass to the flanker, PAT. And a 2-yard run to the fullback. Fullback, 2-yard run, PAT. Holy cow, this is going to be explosive. Here we go, San Diego. 20. They're going to score another 10 points. So this will be the run first. Oh, wow, Bass. So Bass having a big day, 2-yard run, PAT. That's going to be another 10 points. And San Diego's kicker, Davis, with a 33-yard field goal. Okay, Mesa Machine, plus 7. 4 plus 7 is only a field goal, folks. Holy cow, good for the San Diego Mavericks holding down Mesa. A 42-yarder for Nutter. Nutter had a big day the other day. Had 6 field goals in the game. Nutter gets a field goal here. This was 42 yards and 3. It's 24-20 at halftime. And that's epic as San Diego has a chance. Plus 7, 18 is going to be a touchdown for the Mesa Machine. Quarterback, Andrews with a carry. 1-yard run, PAT. So it's 31-20. 24, yep, 31. What does San Diego do? Plus 2 is going to be a touchdown. San Diego, 27-yard pass to the running back, Andrews. No, Larkin. Whoa, San Diego. The number 1 drafted quarterback this year, Larkin's 27-yard pass to their back. Bass has had a brilliant day. Folks, it's 27-31 fourth quarter. How about that? Okay, Mesa Machine add. Ooh, yeah, that's going to put the game out of distance. 18 plus 7 is 25. 21 points again for the Mesa Machine as they just explode in 2 quarters. Holy cow. Mesa with a 6-yard run to the fullback. Fullback 6-yard run. PAT. 76-yard return. So somewhere in the fourth quarter there will be an interception or something. So it's going to be a return for their DB. Mesa Machine's going to be O'Malley with a 76-yard return. That could be a fumble return or a punt return. Who knows? PAT. And their last touchdown is a pass. Andrews finds their star receiver, Parks, finally with an 18-yard pass to Parks. PAT. Wow. San Diego, what do they do? Plus 2. 8 plus 2 is a field goal. Not good enough. Field goal is going to be Davis. 28-yard field goal. And what looked like it might be close there, 30 to 42, 49, 50, 51, 52 to 30. That makes San Diego 3-3-1 and 5-2. Mesa Machine. They have just been blowing up on the scoreboard. What is today? 10, 12, 25, week 7. Okay, that's game 2. Unbelievable. Mesa Machine is for real legit with that offense. All right, we got San Diego. What a game. 30-52. San Diego falls to 3-3-1. And the Mesa Machine now showing the entire world on national television just how good they can be. They've scored 46 points last week and now 52. They are special. Mesa Machine. So, highlights. Andrews with 2 TDs. Dunning with a touchdown. Andrews technically with 3 TDs. So, we're going to give Mesa Andrews as a quarterback 3 TDs today. 2 passing, 1 running. Whoops. 3 passing TD, or 3 TDs, 2 passing, 1 run. Holy cow. And San Diego, it's going to be Bass. Bass with 3 TDs for Bass. Bass had a run. Yeah, Bass had 3 TDs. Bass, 3 TDs. What a game. Jeez. Okay. All right, next up, San Antonio, Dallas. Dallas is brilliant this year. So we got San Antonio coming in here 3-3. San Ant and Dallas is 5-1. They are the top of that division easy. I'm just going to have to shuffle these. Probably get them ready to go. Because if this continues, I'm going to run out of cards before I get through the week. 8-game week. All right, so again, this is not meant necessarily to entertain so much as just show you how I do it. And kind of like you're eavesdropping on, of course I don't talk to myself really when obviously I have an eye in the sky here, so I talk to myself more than I would in real life. Well, I talk to myself pretty much. All right, weather. Oh, poor weather. Wait, Dallas. This is a Lone Star Stadium. I don't know if Dallas is outside. My rules were every team was going to be outside on grass. That was going to be the rules. However, I have some domes, so we're going to say they're in the. We're going to say they're outdoor on grass because that was the initial rule. But I have a couple of owners who wanted domes, so that's fine. So weather -1. Injury for San Antonio. Yes. Oh, and to top it off, we've got SA with an injury. 5 is going to be their linebacker, so Coleman out. -1. And is there an injury for Dallas? No, Dallas is fit. First quarter, San Antonio. Wow, so we go here -1, -2. But first of all, we got 9. 9 is even. -2 for the weather and the injury. San Antonio, that's too bad. They really wanted to beat Dallas, their arch rival here in the division. Dallas is 10 and 8's +2, and at home +3 minus weather, so +2. So Dallas will have right, so 12 -2 is 10. They're going to get a field goal. San Antonio with a 58-yard boomer by Kudrick. 58-yard field goal. Nice. 3-0. Dallas +2 is going to get shut out. Oh no, punts. Holy cow. But more importantly, a sack by their DL. That is Sable. Sable with a sack. He's going to score a box score point. Man, I get excited. I'm a defensive guy. I get excited with any defense. Holy cow. San Antonio has the actual lead on Dallas after all in this weather. 17 -2 is a touchdown. San Antonio with a fullback run. Fullback 7-yard run. PAT is going to make it 10-0. Dallas with +2. 18 is going to score TDs. Getting interesting now. Touchdown, King. Dallas's quarterback's been solid this year. King with a 13-yard pass to the tight end. Doesn't count as far as named players, but it counts, of course, on the standings. It's 10-7 at halftime. Dallas gets a butt chewing from their coach, Hugh Kirk, and tells them, despite the weather, they have got to put up more points. We can't lose to San Antonio. Dallas comes out, oh no, +2's 8. They're going to be shut out again. It didn't work. They didn't heed the coach, punts. San Antonio, folks, going to find a way to win this. I have a feeling. -2. 16 -2 is a touchdown. 8-yard run for the running back. That's Dupree. 8-yard run. PAT. Uh-oh, folks. 17-7. Dallas needs double-digit points just to tie this game in the fourth. +2. So if they can roll a 20, they'll get it. 15 +2 is 20. They're going to get a touchdown, but it ain't going to be enough. It's a 2-yard pass to the fullback. So King, a 2-yard pass to the fullback out of the backfield from the goal line, and he rolls into the end zone wide open. Nobody covers him for Dallas. That's a joy, but unfortunately, they're going to actually get upset by San Antonio in their house. San Antonio is going to get shut out in the final quarter. Punt with big hits. Punts, but we got a big hit by their star lineman Clark for Dallas, and that's it. That's going to wrap up this game. So no score for San Antonio, so it's going to be 17-14. 4-3 San Antonio, 5-2 Dallas. It's always a joy to see teams compete. Nothing I hate worse than O for teams, which are coming up next. San Antonio 17, an upset in Dallas's house in poor weather. That is genius. We've got 4-3 versus 5-2. That's going to make Mesa and Dallas now duking it out for a bye in the playoffs, along with whoever down here is working. So we got, our big one really is Dallas is king. Throws a touchdown and 2 touchdowns. So Dallas is king. 2 TD passes. And, not a bunch going on here. It would be Kudzik with a 58-yard field goal. Kudrick. 58-yard field goal. Anytime you kick a big field goal in the bad weather back in the day, let's say back in the day, technically we're in the future, but my league would have not evolved to be with nothing but passing. All right, now we are in for a treat, folks. When I say this, of course I'm kidding. El Paso Caballeros 0-6 at Houston. 0-6 Houston. These are definitely 2 teams that I have. It's been real fun to see how bad, but man, I like competitors, and 0 for teams. These are just bad organizations, bad teams. They're, sorry there, Gerald, but Jiminy Christmas, the Caballeros. Ew. Okay, weather. Houston is not in a dome. It's outdoor petroleum company field. They're in good weather, so good. Injuries. No. And injuries for Houston? No. Good. So everybody's healthy. No injuries. Let's play football. So El Paso is going to be 8, and 10 is -2 for El Paso. Houston is 8, and 8 is +1 for Houston. Oh, somebody's bound to win this. Oh my God. So here's the great thing about a round robin league where you play everybody in your division at least twice. One of these 2 teams is bound to get a victory, and one of them might get 2. Heck, both of them might split. I would guess these 2 teams will split based on who's at home. All right, El Paso, 13 -2 is going to be a field goal. A field goal for Ham of 24 yards. Oh my God, folks, they got to the 7 and settled for a field goal. This is it. This is exactly why they are 0 for 6. And 12 +1 is 13. We're going to get a touchdown with a missed PAT. 28-yard pass, McKay. 28-yard pass to the tight end. Fell PAT. That leaves the door open for El Paso. Folks, it is 3-6. Both these teams trying desperately to fail, kicking a field goal from the 7 and missing a PAT. I can't help it, but this is a bad matchup. 16 -2 is a touchdown. Good job, El Paso. A pass from Randall. Randall with a 7-yard pass. So this time from the 7, they go for it. And they get a touchdown. Oh, Randall passed the tight end. Houston, 15. They're going to get a touchdown. So Houston's holding their own. Another pass from McKay. This one, a 19-yard pass out of the backfield to the fullback. Catches it and runs. PAT. And that's going to be 7-7. Folks, it is 10-13. It's a fairly good game here. Houston will go first. +1. Going to be shut out. Uh-oh, here it comes. Punt, and we had a sack by the linebacker, baby. Sack by Anthony. And that'll be Anthony's second or third point this year in the standings. 18 -2 is 16. Touchdown for El Paso is going to make it 92-yard return. So that'll be a punt return as Crawford brings it back to the house. 92-yard punt return. PAT. What a way to take the lead. 17-13. Fourth quarter. Turns out it's a pretty good game. I thought it would be dull as dirt. Here we go. Houston, 13. +1 is 14. So a touchdown for Houston. A 7-yard pass to the fullback. Holy cow, these guys like their fullbacks. McKay. A 7-yard pass to the fullback. McKay's throwing a 19-yarder, a 20-yarder, and now a 7-yarder. McKay has his best day of the season with a 3-touchdown performance. But I think El Paso's got a chance here. -2. Can Houston's defense hold? 6. Yep, they sure do. Shut out. Big hit. So it's going to be a punt, but we got a big hit by their linebacker, Mangum. And that's going to, I think, help El Paso, Houston win at 7. Oh, no, so we got 14-17. Yep, to 20. 17-20. Houston will win at home, which is what I would have expected. 0 for 7 is El Paso. Houston finally 1-6. Unbelievable, folks. That's just crazy. El Paso thought they were going to get the upset in Houston, but no. Houston with home field advantage finds a way. 0-7. 1-6. And folks, McKay had the best day of his career. 3 TD passes at home in front of fans. They missed an extra point, but who cares? As Houston shows signs of life with their quarterback McKay, and they're no longer 2-0 for teams there. That's crazy. This out of the way. We need this. All right, next up, folks, is the Dayton Triangles at Columbia Coolers. I feel bad. Dayton has had a rough go the last 2 weeks. Once we got to the Founders Division rotation, Dayton has not been able to beat anyone in their division. They are now, they were 3-1. They've only lost 1 in the division so far, so they could beat Columbia and the other team. But right now, Dayton finds themselves at 3-3. So they did lose 2 in their division. Sorry, 3-3. So Dayton needs to start winning these division games, and of course the Columbia Coolers are 5-1. They are in control of the Founders Division right now, Week 7. When I finish this week, I will be updating all the standings. So it'll be mid-season standings. You'll know what the league's doing literally at the middle of the schedule. All right, weather. The Coolers don't play outside despite being in the they play outside despite being in something called the ice box, but the weather is good. Injuries. This is huge for these two teams. Nothing for Dayton. They are healthy. The Coolers are having an injury problem. Holy cow, this might be Dayton's in. 3, it's going to be their wide receiver, Swanson, injured. Swanson, -1. He's out, folks. So Dayton is going to be 9 versus 9 is +0. Coolers are 11 versus 10, so they'll be, let's see here, that's +1, +2 at home, -1. So Coolers got a +1 advantage. That is not enough to guarantee victory. Folks, we're going to have a hell of a game between these two teams, and we should. They know each other well. They've been playing against each other for 27 years. And Dayton has a couple of rings at the expense of the Coolers. A couple of years ago, they beat the Coolers in a shutout. They beat the Coolers 13-0, I believe, to win a championship. All right, Dayton. Good luck, gentlemen. Dayton Triangle, 17. It's a touchdown for Dayton. Let's watch this powerhouse. 3-yard run for the fullback. Oh, Fullback, 3-run. PAT. Dayton's up 7-0. The Coolers add 1. 13 is going to be a missed extra point, but they're going to score a touchdown. The Coolers, Newman, their old vet back, 10-year vet, gets a 24-yard run. But Klein chokes on the PAT. Klein has done that at least 3 times in the last 10 games of the Coolers' career here, second quarter. And Dayton leads by the measure of a PAT. Dayton is going to get 12. That's going to be a field goal for Dayton. The Dayton Triangles with a 46-yard boomer by Anthony. He has been a reliable and solid kicker for years. He's relatively new, though. The Coolers with a +1 is going to get a touchdown. There it is, folks. That's going to be the edge. There it is. It's an 8-yard pass. So Kingfisher, 2-time MVP, 2-time champion, Kingfisher with an 8-yard pass to their star receiver. Swanson's out, so it's going to be backup. Split end. PAT. So it's going to be 3. Folks, it's 13-10. Third quarter underway. Columbia Coolers get a dressing down by Jack Shaw. We should be waylaying these guys. They come out on fire, and they're going to get a field goal. It's going to be Klein trying to make up for missing that PAT with a 37-yard field goal. And guess what? I guarantee you right now, there is no doubt Jack Shaw is stomping the sidelines, telling them, we don't settle for field goals, gentlemen. We play for touchdowns. Can Dayton score TDs? Yep, they sure can. DT with a touchdown. 17-yard run for that fullback. They've got a fullback, folks, who's unnamed, and he's racking up points. So what will happen is if I look at a team at the end of the year and a fullback has like 8 touchdowns, they'll get a name. They become a named player, and then whatever that RB is, I just drop his name into on the bench. But if a guy has a great year, he'll get a name. Wow, look at this. Dayton leading going into the fourth quarter. Jack Shaw on the sidelines talking to his MVP quarterback. They know how to be champions. He's telling him, just go out and finish. Get this thing done. Score a couple of touchdowns. 16-17. Dayton leads by that missed PAT. Dayton really needs a touchdown to put pressure. We're looking at Columbia. Columbia needs double digits here to put Dayton out of distance. It's going to be 5 + 1 is 6. Shutout. Oh, my land. Intercepted. Brandeis, who is one of the better. So they pick off the league's top man. Intercepted Kingfisher by Brandeis. Brandeis is a very good. 2 years ago, he led Dayton in points, box score points. And the triangles with an interception, that is fantastic. This game is over, but Dayton could add to the lead. The Coolers in front of hometown fans who probably don't care a whole lot. 16 is going to be a touchdown for Dayton to make sure they put this game on ice. And it's a run for the fullback. 2-yard run, PAT. Holy cow. Dayton's going to win this 24-13. They are 4-3. Columbia falls to 5-2. We're starting to find we're getting a bottleneck at the top. Everybody's going to be 5-2 at this point. Holy cow. Dayton's fullback comes out of nowhere and explodes for a huge day. They're going to be 4-3. Columbia falls to 5-2, and the fullback for Dayton gets 1, 2, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 rush TDs. Holy cow. The Coolers, Kingfisher. 1 TD, 1 INT. Pedestrian at best, folks. Yeah, the Dayton Triangles have had a brilliant defense for the last couple of years. Fantastic right there. All right. Next up, the Northborough Tigers. Again, we're staying in that Founders Division. The Carolina Devilfish, who used to be the Plattsburgh Platypus. So it's not as if they are a brand new team. They are purchased and taken charge of by Antoine, and he inherited, when he did so, a championship level team. But he's got to find a way to beat the MBT, who were in the championship last year. Both these teams come in here 4-2. Carolina. Let's check the weather here in Carolina. Ocean Stadium. It is good weather. Injuries for the MBT? No. Carolina? No. First time. Carolina's been injured 2 or 3 times. No injuries. So we're going to have a clean game. The MBT 9 versus 11, -2. Carolina 12 versus 10 is +2, plus home field. Carolina's going to have a plus 15% advantage on the MBT. So for those of you who don't know, the MBT are the top scoring defense in the league. They are stingy, but I have a feeling Carolina's going to open up some wounds here. Snap the ball. It's going to be a shutout. Why? Well, nothing special for the Carolina defense. The Devilfish now with the ball, +3. It's going to be 18 and a touchdown. Touchdown is quarterback run. So Buick, their stud quarterback who leads the league in touchdown passes, has a 12-yard run, PAT. It is 7-0. First quarter, Carolina up. Second quarter, MBT goes to work. They want to hang in there. It's going to be shutout. Uh-oh. Carolina's defense picked off. So Jones, who is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, is intercepted by DL Taggart. So that ball was batted in the air at the line of scrimmage, picked off by Taggart. Carolina fans on their feet. And the Devilfish with 8 + 3 are going to score because of it, a field goal. Holy cow. Taylor gets a field goal. 32-yard field goal. And folks, it is 10-0 at halftime. Carolina putting on a show with defense as the Northborough Tigers. This is Eric's team, by the way. He is a new owner taking over Northborough. They are defense. They're holding down Carolina, but Carolina is, but they can't score any points. Carolina comes out after the halftime pep talk by Doug Harrington, says, let's go score some more points, and there it is. Touchdown, 11-yard pass TD. Buick puts up another touchdown pass. 11 pass to the tight end, PAT. It is 14-0. Can the NBT get off the snide and score something? 17 - 2 is a touchdown. They're going to get a 27-yard pass to the halfback. So Jones measures the defense, throws a 27-yard pass to right out of the backfield. And that breaks the shutout. Carolina's fans had hoped to blank the Tigers, and they're not going to do it. But Carolina's probably going to find a way to win this game. 16, yep, touchdown. 3-yard run for their halfback, Arnie. Arnie, 3-yard plunge, PAT. Folks, this game is on ice. The MBT are going to fall to the bottom of the division as Dayton has knocked off. Man, that means Carolina and Columbia are headed for the division. They're going to be banging heads for the division at some point, I think. The MBT are going to score a field goal, so they won't go home without a Canisi score. Canisi is our most prolific kicker, a 51-yard field goal today. And Canisi, the old vet, manages to at least put him on the board in the fourth. 10, Carolina with 24. It's going to be a 4-3 MBT, tied with Dayton in that division. And Carolina, despite losing to Columbia, is 5-2 now, thanks to Dayton knocking off the Columbia Coolers. So we have Carolina and Columbia knotted up at 5-2 in the toughest division in football. Unbelievable. Let's jot that down. We got 2 more games, folks. We're moving along pretty good. I'll get this done in usually in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. The MBT, depends on how much time I take to look, reflect, write down stuff. The MBT are 4-3. So now Dayton and the MBT are tied up, and Carolina and Columbia in that division are tied up. The MBT could not get much going. Carolina sees Buick with 2 touchdowns for Buick. Their stud QB, Buick, 2 TDs on the day, no turnovers. Outstanding. All right, folks, now we come to the game of the week, baby. The absolute creme de la creme, the game of the week. 5-0-1 Boise. My brother's team is undefeated. They do have a tie against 5-1 Billings. This is going to be epic. Game of the week. So, and I kind of thought when I looked at the schedule, when they were both doing so well, that we might get here and they might both be the top of those divisions. Sure enough, they are. PFL 2047 game of the week. This is the one I normally record for the channel, so you'll see me. So I set this up week 7 in the PFL. So this is how I normally set up for game of the week. Boise 5-0-1, man, they are looking good. My brother's team, very balanced offense, defense. on offense. Their defense has holes, same with Billings, but they outscore everybody. But they are balanced. They have a great running back and a great quarterback, Boise, and then we have 5-1 Billings. The advantage here is Billings. It's in their house, up in County Stadium in Billings, Montana. What is the weather up here in Billings? It is beautiful. It's a beautiful big sky day. Nothing but blue skies, no clouds. The great thing about the West, for those of you who don't know anything about living in the West, is we don't have a ceiling. We have nothing. We either have blue skies or blue skies, right? It's amazing. We rarely have a low ceiling. So if you live in the South, there's always this cloud cover. We don't have that problem out here in the West, man. It's always sunshine or it's snowing, right? You know, it's rain, snow, or sunshine. All right, injuries. Boise, they've been healthy all year. What's the story going to be for this game? Yep, they're healthy. It's Billings healthy. This is Michael's team. Oh, boy, close to Billings having, but they're both healthy. Good teams stay healthy, folks. That's just all there is to it, right? People have to know it. We're going to have to shuffle these. I think there's going to be some points. Both these teams are prolific offensive teams, so I have a feeling we're going to see some scoring going on here. So, depending on the offenses, this deck in a small league will get you through the entire week. In like a 12-team league, this deck would get you through an entire week almost. 6 games, 4 games. But if you have high-scoring teams, obviously you'll go through this deck pretty quick. However, you flip a card, whether they score or they don't score. So, you know, if you have a big league, you're going to go through this deck at least 3 times in one sitting. But I rarely have to shuffle this more than twice. Let's put it that way. All right, here we go. Game of the week, baby. This is slowing me down because I'm talking something I wouldn't be doing if it was just me. All right, everybody's healthy. The weather is good. Good weather. Attendance. Oh, I don't have their attendance written down here, but that's okay. All right, Boise, my brother's team gets the ball first. And we've got 12 versus 8 plus 4. Oof. And 12 versus 8 plus 4 plus home field plus 5. This is going to be a very high-scoring game, folks. So get your popcorn out. Here we go. Boise comes out. Coach J.W. Hooker, West Coast. It's going to be runs and passes. 4 plus 5 is a field goal. So they hold them down on their first drive as Billings is going to get 3. It's a field goal from Villanueva. Villanueva with a 30-yard field goal, if I could spell. I messed up the spelling of that. Billings, what are they going to do with a plus 5? 10 plus 5 is a touchdown. Billings draws down, throws a touchdown pass. Green, who's had a good year. He's not the best on their team, though, but it is to their superstar, Douglas. Pass, 13 yards to Douglas, who is one of the top backs in the league. This team is technically rated at 19. Now, in the book, it'll tell you don't overvalue, but I'm giving them the bonus because they're coach. Because that bonus can go away. If the coach is fired, that bonus goes down to 18. So that's why I write down 19, but they can't score above that. And, folks, it is Boise, my brother's team, who is yet to lose, down 7-3, going into the second quarter. Here we go, Boise. And it's going to be 20 plus 4, 24. This is why they haven't lost. 17 points. Let's see how they draw first blood. They drive down the field. It's going to be a touchdown, and it is an 11-yard run to the fullback, or West halfback with an 11-yard run, their top player. That's 7 of it. They're going to drive down and score again before Billings can react. Quarterback dive. Everett, their stud quarterback, with a 1-yard run. Both their superstars are driving the ship, and they're going to get a field goal as cherry on top. It's going to be Villanueva with a 27-yard field goal. They got to hate that. That means they kicked a field goal from the 10. They must be pissed off they didn't make another touchdown out of that. 17-point second quarter. It's 20-7. But Billings has a plus 5. They may blow up too. 10 plus 5 is touchdown. Billings gets an 11-yard pass to the flanker. So Green throws his second TD today. 11-yard pass to the flanker. PAT. Folks, it is 20-14 at halftime. And suddenly, Boise, who was held down to a field goal, takes charge in the second quarter. Unbelievable. Billings gets a halftime lecture from Willie Jackson, a Smash Mouth coach. Tells them, guys, the one thing we can do is Smash Mouth. We can run the ball, but when you fall behind, we lose our ability to run Douglas, the best back in football. But he tells them, despite that, we're going to run anyway. Yep, let's do it. 10 plus 4, they're going to get a touchdown, and it is indeed a run to their halfback. 4 yards, Douglas. Despite being down, they continue what they do best, pounding the rock. A 4-yard run for Douglas, and that's going to give them 21-20. They're up, and that's why you don't panic when you're down, even against an explosive team like Boise. Boise is going to get 19 plus 4 is 23. They're going to score multiple points again. 2 touchdowns, a quarterback run. Everett, he is the oh my God, a 7-yard run for their quarterback, PAT, and another touchdown. Oh, for their stud back, these two guys have taken over. West and Everett, this was a 1-yard run, PAT, 14 more points. Fourth quarter, my brother's up in the box here in Billings, Montana, watching his stars kick ass. Unbelievable. Billings, they need a double-digit score just to make this interesting, and they have a +5, so they can do it. 17, that's 22. It's going to be 13 points. They're going to get 2 TDs. One will be a missed field goal. And what a PAT. It's going to be a 4-yard pass to the flanker. So Green's third TD today, a 4-yard pass to the flanker, second one. And they'll miss the kick, which puts pressure on them later. Then they score again on a 42-yard run by their stud, Douglas. Folks, everybody we claim is a star in this league shows up in the biggest game of the week. You know, you hear this all the time. Yeah, tune in and watch this kid, this quarterback for blah, blah, blah. Is so good. And then you tune in and watch, and he ain't so good. When do you get to tune in and see their stars? Douglas, Green with 3 TD passes. Douglas with a big 42-yard run. PAT, that's going to be 13 points for Billings. Folks, it is 27-34 to 34. If they can shut out Boise, it's going to be nigh impossible. Boise gets +4, so a 1 through 4, they will shut out Boise, and this will be a tie game. Billings could do the unthinkable and shut out the league's second best scoring team. Oh, shut out! Oh my God, why? Boise shut out. Let's see who's the star. Punt, sack by the DL. So they went for it on 4th down, or they punted. Actually, I would call that a TOD, because they must have gone for it. And what happened? Holy cow, in front of hometown fans, the star DE Bork with a sack. So you can imagine it was 4th and short. They had to go for it. And Bjork grabs that quarterback, flings him for a loss, and they end up turning it over. That's probably how Douglas got his 42-yard run. They will do the unthinkable and shut out Boise in the game of the week in front of hometown fans just to preserve a tie. Not to win, folks. Boise is 5-0-2. They're still unblemished. 2 ties, though, becomes a blemish in my eyes. But they avoid another loss, 5-1-1, and Boise 5-0-2. No doubt, game of the week. Green threw 2 touchdowns. Green threw 1, 2, 3. So he threw 3 touchdowns. Douglas had a touchdown reception, a touchdown run, and a 42-yard touchdown run. Wow, so Green, 3 TD passes for the hometown Billings. Douglas with 2 TD runs and a TD reception. And then we've got Everett. We've got the Stars. West and Everett both scored touchdowns. Everett got 2 touchdowns. But you know what? MVP of this game's got to be it's got to be Douglas, because he is the heart and soul. I mean, that's a 19 rated running back backfield, so it's going to be MVP of this game, Douglas. Wow, got to give it to the kid. They came out after halftime down and trusted that Douglas running the ball could take the lead, and they did it. That's why you've got to give Douglas the MVP. When they had to run the ball, doing what they do best, he wasn't stopped. That's the mark of a brilliant back and a brilliant running team. Can you run when everybody in the world knows you want to run? Outstanding. That was indeed the game of the week. That's the best game of the season right there. as they have to shut out, they have to do the unthinkable and shut out a +4 team in the fourth quarter for a tie. 5-0-2, 5-1-1. Folks, we have got some wonderful teams this year. I'm telling you, man, Dallas topples to 5-2 this week. Columbia topples to 5-2 this week. Boise and Billings can't decide who the best team in football is. Unbelievable. Douglas, 3 TDs. And we're going to put Everett, as he also ran for 2 TDs. A quarterback who runs for 2 TDs. He didn't throw a touchdown today, but he ran for 2 TDs. Everett, 2 run TDs. He's the Josh Allen of the Boise team. Unbelievable. All right, now we finish up with an Ophir versus Fargo, and that'll wrap up the week, folks. Wow, there's my game of the week. So fun, man. In Omaha, this is my 2 closest friends in the world, Jeff and Fred. We all grew up together. We spent many a day, many an hour. We did everything together. You name it, we did it together. I was the best man at Jeff's wedding, and I was a co-best man at Fred's wedding. Ron and I were both best men at Fred's wedding, and I was the best man at Jeff's wedding. So, and when I got married, I didn't have a wedding. My wife and I went to the magistrate. We got married in a court when my parents witnessed it, and then we went and got a hamburger. And we've been married now. Today is our anniversary, by the way, and we have been married 33 years. So I think we did something right in that deal. And we spent $25 plus my parents bought the burger. So our wedding cost us $25. That's not a bad investment. All right, pretty proud of that. Omaha, Freddie's team, 0-5-1. Omaha, and then we have Fargo in here at 2-4. This is Freddie's team. Both these guys got good defenses, but just no offenses to speak of. Very tough to watch. Week 7, last game of the week, folks, and you will have seen how I get through the entire week for what it's worth. 5 is good weather. So in Fargo, man, the Big Sky country is beautiful right now. Injury. Omaha, no injuries. Fargo, do they come in here healthy? Nope. Oh, Jeff ain't going to like that. 6. Oh, they're down a DB. That's going to be Doyle, who had a big interception last week. He's out. That's going to hurt. So Omaha, 7 versus 10 is -3. Fargo is 8-11, -3, -4, but +1 for being at home. -3. Folks, somebody's going to win this game 3-0 at this rate. Holy cow. Omaha, 3. This is going to be a 3-0 game. 7, nope, no scores. This is going to be a big box score. Field goal miss. Oh, that's even worse. Yoy. Misses a 51-yard field goal miss. Fargo, Jeff's team, what are they going to do? -3. Oh, they're going to score a touchdown. That may be all they need right there. 28-yard pass from Cash. 28-yard pass to the tight end. PAT is good, folks. It is 0-7. As Freddie's poor Ophir team cannot get any points in this league. They are the lowest scoring team in the game. Omaha. See your Omaha with 12, -3 is a field goal. Good for them. Yoy's going to get a 42-yarder. 42-yard field goal from Yoy. And Fargo, oh, wow, Fargo would have had a big day, but for the -3, that defense of Omaha holds it down to a touchdown. However, that's going to put the game away. Another pass. Cash says, let's work out our passing game here today. 19-yard pass to the fullback. Fullback's having a field day. And, folks, it's 14-0. Jeff's Dakotas, the Fargo Dakotas, are having a field day here. And Fargo. So he's going to be 3-4 despite not having a great offense. 13 -3 is 10. He's going to get a field goal from his guy Barnes. And that's a 29-yard field goal. Omaha. 12 is going to be a field goal, so Yoy's going to keep them scoring at least. 37-yard field goal. When you have a defensive team, you take any points you can get because you're relying on your defense to slow down, and you never know when you might get a pick 6 or something that gives your team the win. Fargo wrapping up the fourth is going to be a shutout, and it's picked off. There it is, folks. Intercepted by Post. So Cash, who is getting greedy, throws an INT, and Post gets the pick. Omaha set up now, -3 to make this interesting. 20. -3 is a touchdown. Omaha is what I was just saying. You want to kick field goals, stay in the game. You want to stay in the game. They both kicked field goals in the third. Omaha with a 67-yard bomb. You got to be kidding me. Oh, and narratively that makes sense. Their stud DB is out injured, and this, I would say, not a bad quarterback. He's a +2 quarterback. Hits a 67-yard pass to the flanker, beating this backup DB. That's what I love about this. You can make sense of the narrative. It's fantastic. Omaha gets 7. Fargo at home shutout, but it's still only going to be 10 points to 17. Omaha won't have enough. They're 0-6-1, folks. Fargo goes to 3-4. Fargo hoping to win an 8th spot and make the playoffs, but it ain't going to happen. There are just too many good teams. These teams are all playing for pride. Whoops. 10 points and 17 points, and we got 0-6-1. And 3-4. Wow, we got Yoy kicking 3 field goals for. Wait a second. Whoa. Oh, missed a field goal. Right. Okay. 67 yards. What do I do? I mean, well, Cash threw 2 touchdowns, so Cash would get the Cash 2 TDs, 1 INT, and that wraps up the week right there, folks. You have now seen how I get through. And of course, when I'm playing alone, I'm not yammering, so it's faster even. Focused. But there it is, folks. That's how I get through all 8 games pretty quick. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.